Welcome to beginning Selenium WebDriver testing in Java. My name is Andy Craze, and I have over 7 years of software development experience in domains like data engineering and e-commerce. I've used Java to develop on several large-scale production services, but most importantly, I have firsthand experience with using Selenium WebDriver to create automated tests for many different projects. So you might be wondering, what can I expect to learn if I take this course? Well, we break things down into 5 different sections and we introduce different concepts in incremental ways. In section 1, we'll introduce you to the Selenium suite of open source automated testing tools, and in particularly, we'll introduce you to a tool called WebDriver, which allows you to automate a browser. We'll show you the bare minimum that you need to get WebDriver installed, configured, and running on your local machine. In section 2, we'll start to show you WebDriver basics. So what I mean by basics are various actions that you would perform manually in a web browser. WebDriver has many different methods that allow you to automate those actions that you would do by clicking and typing and things like that. We'll introduce you to these actions by showing you how to do a random Wikipedia search using nothing but Java code. In section 3, we'll talk about how you can locate different elements in a web browser and interact with them. We'll learn how to locate different elements using different methods like CSS selectors, and we'll also learn how to look up things by XPath, link names, all sorts of different options. And we'll show you how to do this by kind of expanding on our random Wikipedia search. In section 4, we'll look at a real-world example where we will test an authentication system. Additionally, we'll also take a look at Java's TestNG framework to automate our tests. And then, in section 5, we'll expand on that real-life example where we're testing our authentication system. We'll look at things like page objects, custom locators, and we'll kind of tie everything up nicely and let you know that now you have the power to automate just about anything that you can do in a web browser. We'll show you how to encapsulate different parts of an application into things called page objects, which make things much easier when you're testing a large or complex project. There's a couple of goals that I want you to understand and be able to walk away from this course and feel confident that you understand these things. So I want you to be able to use Selenium WebDriver to directly start and control a browser for testing purposes. Also, you'll be able to automate the native functionality of different web browsers using Java. I want you to be able to save time testing using Java's TestNG framework. You'll also be able to create custom WebDriver locators and page objects using simple Java code. But most importantly, you're going to be able to go from testing web apps in a time-consuming manner to testing them quickly using automated tests. There are a couple of prerequisites that I recommend that you are familiar with before starting this course. First and foremost, you should have a basic understanding of Java. You should also have a Java SDK installed on your local machine. For this course, I believe I used the version 10, although any recent version should work. You should also have a basic understanding of object-oriented programming, so things like classes, inheritance, etc. And lastly, I want you to have a basic understanding of how to use the command line. If you're comfortable with all the above, then let's go ahead and get started.